So good morning and again. My name is Matteo Prazza. I am the mm, fertilizer product manager, and I'll be discussing the development of the Primo fertilizer spreader. I've divided my presentation in uh, different steps so that I can give you all the benefits that Primo can provide to precision farmers. But let me first give you a brief introduction of who we are and what the Maschio Gaspardo group is. As you can see from a payoff, which is growing together, Maschio Gaspardo is a set of companies that want to grow
Ma
together
come
with
firma il maschio Gaspardo?
their customers, providing machines that can improve productivity and can support farmers in the entirety of their work. Maschio Gaspardo uh, wants to be next to the farmer, side by side with the farmer, starting from tillage, fertilization, seeding, of course, crop protection, haymaking, maintenance of green areas, etc. And this is a very, very quick history of the group, which was founded in 1964. Two brothers, Egidio and Giorgio Maschio, actually understood the need of the farmers of the 1960s to become entrepreneurs. So not just farmers, but creating a company so that they could provide increasingly better and better quality products. Also, in that period in Italy, there was a huge demographic increase, population increase was huge. And so the demand for food was growing exponentially. 30 years later, in 1994, the Maschio company bought Gaspardo, which was a leading company in the field of planters and seed planting. So it acquired skills and machines, of course, expertise in this field as well. Then in 2013, there were additional acquisitions, and the full line project was completed. First, Maschio bought Unigreen, which is famous for sprayers and weed removal machines. Then in 2014, Faraboli was bought. This is a Cremona company that works in the field of haymaking, which is very, very well known for round baler. And they've got a variable chamber in Baylor, which is really their flagship. And in 2017, Maschio Gaspardo further strengthened its
Qui adesso io vedo,
expertise in tillage and
vedo delle
plowing
piccole
by buying
figure.
Moro Pietro Meccanica,
Ok.
who had
Ok.
become one of the first players, international players in the field of
No,
plowing.
no,
Now,
però
this is a
Kick Anna
slide that
Vagnozzi, Kick,
shows
quindi manda fuori tutti?
some figures really. The turnover is 330 million euros, more or less, 2,000 employees,
Forse allora manda via
establishments,
quelli di
8
Maschio
plants,
Gaspardo?
manufacturing plants all over the world.
Qua quanto dice
Each plant
live
is
1.1?
specialized in a
No,
certain type of machine. And these plants are in
1.37.
Italy,
Eccoli qua.
Cremona, Padua,
No,
Tagliamento and others, and also in China, in India, and in Romania. Some manufacturing operations were moved based on where the machines are most needed. So we kept in manufacturing plants in Italy, but some of them were moved to China, for example, for
forse non è ancora
the
iniziato
Chinese
per quello
market,
che
because
tolgono
this is
l'audio come
where
l'altra
those
volta.
machines were needed. And the same for India. We have 13 marketing subsidiaries, and we want to be present in all markets. So the US, Then we've got Spain, Germany,
Di questi
Romania,
qua? Io non l'ho
Turkey,
mica
Italy, of
trovato. Dove era?
course.
Sul coso del...
But then we also have
Guarda, questa
Ukraine, Russia,
nei Dream
China, India.
Project
So we
sì,
cover
questo
the whole of
programma.
the globe
No,
with
io non ho
our own
trovato niente invece
marketing
sul sito dell'Evi. Ho trovato
offices,
delle robe
with
su
our own
enabling, ma il
staff.
programma no.
So we can
Aspetta che sto
provide
guardando.
Ah
really
no, aspetta,
a
è sempre...
100% one
No, scusa.
stop shop, as it were.
Vedo se
And
riesco a ritrovarlo.
70,000
No,
machines
ma lasci
are
stare,
being manufactured
fammelo
at
vedere lì,
present,
qua sul coso, che me lo
and
sta...
this is
Fammelo
something
vedere così.
we can be proud of, because
No.
this is just part of
No,
what the group is
fai
doing
una
in
foto,
2020,
meglio.
and actually not even COVID-19
Fai una
was able
foto,
to
va.
stop us. Not all of you know, maybe,
Facciamo
that we
prima.
have concluded an agreement with an important tractor
Ti faccio una
manufacturer, which
sequenza degli
confirms what
oratori.
we were doing
Sì,
with
sì,
the
sì.
same manufacturer in other countries. But now we want to
Intanto vado a
expand
vedere
this
se lo
side
trovo.
as
Intanto
well,
qua è
which
tutto
means that
sgranato,
we
tutto grigio con delle righe.
are acquiring the strength that for Maschio, not just to produce agricultural machines, but also we want to be able to be players in the manufacturing of tractors. Another important part is that in order to help our customers, we help them in the field with, let's say, consultants, with experts that can provide really consultancy, that can provide spare parts all over the world. And this slide here shows what the full line concept is. I mean, what I've described already, starting from tillage and plowing to minimally or minimal till, and then precision planting, fertilization, or seeding, fertilization, and I'll discuss about fertilization with the Primo project, then crop protection, for weeding operations mechanically, and also with the use of chemicals, and haymaking, which is mostly carried out with our own round baler, which is a wonderful machine, and then green maintenance with several machines that like boom mowers, but others as well, flail mowers, for example. So we can support our customers in all their activity, in the entirety of the cycle, as I said, the full cycle. Even though we've got long seasons, we can support our customers 365 days a year. Now, let me now go back to the Primo spreader, which is the topic of today's webinar. So what are we discussing? What are we talking? There is a range of Primo products. Now, Primo is a spreader that was designed completely in our plants in Italy. It was developed and designed and manufactured. It is being manufactured in Italy, and we are now providing the market with a spreader that can be used in different circumstances, from 1,200 liters to 3,200 liters. So huge machines as well, and which means that we can help private farmers, large companies, contractors. And Primo is divided into three types. One is a totally mechanical machine, so regular, so manual settings, and one with some electrical motors are added.
Sì, sì, le ho provate, ma non, cioè me le hanno date, sai, quelle magari una mia amica che ne prendeva 3, io direttamente non le ho mai fatte.
With a distribution which is proportional to electronic advancement, and this is something very important. in terms of connecting the speed of the tractor to the spreading of fertilizer. Then in the electric machines, we have added the weighing cell and the isotronic. So in this case, we can ensure that our customers can spread the right requested dose. And with the isotronic, we have added the isobus, as it were, features. And so these machines can be interfaced with the latest generation tractors, for example, so that the fertilizer can be spread whenever it is needed, whenever it is needed, and for data to be saved and moved from one machine to the other in order to keep all spreading parameters under control. You can see the various configurations here, non-isobus, isobus. You can see completely mechanical, and you have the different settings, of course. The gates can be hydraulic or electrically controlled. And then, as I will tell you with my next slide, there is the double gate and the adjustment of the dropping of the drop point so that spreading can be concentrated in where it is needed. And then we have, as I said, the tilting sensor, because there are some people who works, of course, in hills, and so the slope is important. And then we have a variable rate and section control, which are required in precision agriculture. Now, it is a versatile machine, certainly. The hopper, as you can see, is built by a bar, which is fixed, and then there can be the various containers which can be put one on top of the others. So from 1,200 liters, and then with an additional container, you can get to 3,200 liters. What is most interesting is that the machine can be delivered to the customer, and the hopper capacity can be expanded based also on the power of the tractor. If some years later the farmer buys a more powerful tractor in terms of lifting capacity, the farmer does not have to buy a new machine. It simply can use the same machine but with an expanded load capacity. Now, this is the internal part of the machine. There are two removable brakes which are here. This is in order to see these are seats, basically. And then there are two cones which can distribute the pressure of the fertilizer, especially when the hopper is full. So the weight of the fertilizer can be spread, also can be distributed on the sides, so that the central part is not necessarily associated with damage to the weight. There is the spreading disc can be released very easily. So it's a quick release system that systems can have from this change of discs in less than 5 minutes, from a 21 meter disc to a 36 meter disc. You need just 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, you can change from a 21 meter disc to a 36 meter disc. Let me now go to the weighting. What do we mean by this EW, electronic weighting? The configuration on which I'm going to discuss is the Isotronic, Primo Isotronic. So this machine can work, can be retrofitted with isobus tractors. The frame is made of two parts. The hopper is connected to the third point through these devices, and these pulleys here, and there is this connection of the hopper so that the machine can be decoupled from the tractor mechanically, so that all the weight of the fertilizer and the hopper can be detached from the tractor, and the weighting cell, where there is the whole of the weight, it's under the third point of attachment of connection. So the whole thing, frame, etc., is such that we can have a very accurate weighting. So with one reading of the device, we can get the exact weight because of this, because of the design of the machine. And so we can know what is really, how much fertilizer is really being spread. Since this is a highly professional machine, we've also included in the standard machine, we've also included an accelerometer. Why? Because we want to give farmers and customers to spread in hilly terrain, in flatlands, with the same precision and just with the same, with what I've said, that a single loading weighting cell can weight exactly what is being, can give us exactly what is being spread, the amount. Now, let's go further to detail. A distinctive feature of Primo is the use of two gates, as I was saying. Why have we used two gates and not a single gate? Well, we have decided to use a two-gate, both with an electric motor, so that the gate A is controlled by an electric motor controlled in speed. So in the minimum time I can open or close spreading, whereas the B gate is controlled by the different electric motor, which is controlled based on position. So in this case, I have a better accuracy of the position on the actual cones of the fertilizers. If we use the two electric motors at the same time, and this combined use of these two electric motors makes spreading really very accurate. So the use of these two electric motors gives us an assurance of the accuracy about the dose per hectare, but also it gives us the guarantee that the right amount of fertilizer is spread in all parts of the field. Because when, for example, the gate A closes, the gate B, which is underneath, goes on moving proportionally to the speed of the tractor. So when we start spreading again, we open the A gate, and the B gate is already in the right position. So we won't waste any time to open also to open the gate and get to the right position. The right position has already been achieved. In the right-hand side image, I have summarized what the problems could be if we don't have the two gates. If you start from the horizontal axis with time, seconds, and vertical axis is the yellow triangle, and why has it got a minus? Because when at the moment one I press open, that period of time, if I have a single gate, this is the time needed by the gate to be opened. And in that time, there is not the correct dose. And in the right-hand side, there is a plus. In that case, if I close the gate and if I have a single gate, actually, the gate requires sometimes to close. So I would give more fertilizer than needed. So it is a real optimization of the dose per hectare, but also the uniformity in the whole of the field is ensured. Another strong point is the possibility of regulating the dropping point, which is called the adjustable dropping point catalogs. Because of this, the machine is very user-friendly, this tool, because if a farmer needs to change some settings because we can see that there are wrong overlaps because fertilizer, we know that there might be some overlaps. In order to adjust the spreading, what you have to do is simply two manual levers in the case of mechanical Primo, or we can have, as you can see in this slide, this is the electric dropping point. So we have electrified, as it were, the dropping point as well. So you can control in your dashboard all the types of settings and adjustments. Also, the adjustment of this dropping point, you can adjust. In this case, the spreading can be modified at any point. We call this Section Control Pro because this further improves the accuracy and the quality of the machine. An additional advantage on all sizes and on all versions, from the purely mechanical to the electronic machine, is that our system does not suffer from the dose effect. The dose effect is that effect which would force farmers to change the spreading adjustments based on the flow of fertilizer. If the speed is changed and I go from 6, 8 kilometers to 15 kilometers per hour, even more, since the distribution system is proportional to the speed, the higher the speed, the more I have to open the gate of the dosing gate. In our spreader, in our machine, the speed of the tractor is not necessarily connected with a different adjustment or setting of the spreader. Not necessarily. So we don't suffer from the dose effect, which means that also with the machine, the mechanical machine, we can ensure the best possible spreading. Now, I would like to focus on the isobus system. We have built the application software of the Isotronic Primo. This Primo machine is called Isotronic, line with isotronic planters. And the software was developed and designed by our own engineer. We can support this software. And our customers are always now asking us to spread where they want and in the amount they want, where they want, in the amount they want. And with the isotronic system, we can also, farmers can benefit from the tax reliefs of Industry 4.0. Also, this is an AEF certified machine, Agricultural Industry Electronics Foundation. AEF. Precision farming, what does it mean exactly? Well, it means spreading, distributing, delivering the amount in the fertilizer in the amount I want, where I want. Thanks to the automatic management of dose and of the dropping point, with Primo, you can control sections very well. In this case, there are 8 sections, 4 on the right and 4 on the left. And since now we have an electric gate control, we can have also variable dose or variable rate. So really, step by step, all the needs of the customers can be met. Another very important thing is that when we started the isotronic product, our customers said, okay, machine, this machine is very good, it's performing very well, but we must have the opportunity to have settings everywhere, the adjustments everywhere, even without paper. So we thought of an application which can be downloaded free of charge on all the device, iOS and Android, and by adding some important parameters of rating, like the type of fertilizer, the speed, the dose, the type of terrain, etc., we can obtain, wherever we are, the adjustment, the settings of the machines, so that this data can lead to a maximized operation. This application, this app, is updated yearly with new tables based on the new fertilizers, because each fertilizer has a specific, say, uh, a specific set of recommendations. And so through this app, customers can really rely on the data that are required just on their devices. We also collaborate with the Italian design school, SID, because in Italy we very much like beautiful things. The aesthetic is important. I mean, Italy is very well known for its contribution to the history of art. So our customers maybe want to connect and to use a machine which is not only well performing, but it's also very good to look at, a beautiful machine. And thanks to the professionals of the Italian design school, we are now providing customers these spreaders that can be attached to their tractors, and spreaders that are beautiful, really, with shapes that are connected with other machines of our company. So the design of Maschio Gaspardo is immediately recognized. This means that the brand communication is better, and the machine is more beautiful. Now, having said this, if there are no questions, I'll show you a brief film that summarizes what I've just said. I thank you for your attention. If you have questions, I'm always willing to answer them in the future, of course. So thank you, goodbye, and now let's have the film.